In today's video, we will be looking at every single division and ranking them by position. So that meaning, this division's quarterbacks. There's 4 teams. In what order do I think they are going? And there will be some rules that I have here that I will follow through, and you'll see that as we go. I'll kind of share those with you as they arise. But either way, we just finished the draft, and now these teams look a lot different. So before we get in this video, let me remind you, check out dubby.gg. That is the website for my favorite energy drinks that you can see all behind me. And not only are there 30 serving tubs, there's also single serving pouches. You can check these out, get you a sample pack. That way you don't have to commit to any flavor to see if you don't like it. Use code SHREDDER, SHRD3R, for 10% off anything on their website. You can click the link in the description or just go to dubby.gg. Easy as that, and let's get into this video. So we'll start in the AFC North, and here's where we're going to start. So with the quarterback, we'll go ahead and start right there at the very top one. In my opinion, the best quarterback in this division is Joe Burrow. Yes, you can argue Lamar Jackson. He's great. But in my opinion, if you're talking about a quarterback, Joe Burrow is a better quarterback than Lamar Jackson is, and it's not really a debate. Yes, Lamar Jackson is a fabulous football player in terms of his running abilities and all that, but I'm a very traditional guy. I want my guy to be able to stand in the pocket, take some hits, and be able to do as much as he can in the pocket as a passer. Joe Burrow is clearly better than that, and that is not even taking away from Lamar Jackson. Lamar is an incredible player. It's just if you're talking about who is the better quarterback, it's no doubt Joe Burrow. Moving on from that, one of the rules I'm going to kind of make here and break for myself is I'm assuming that Aaron Rodgers is a member of the Steelers. The Steelers during the draft talked very highly about their expectation of receiving him by the end of the offseason, and really there's no other place for him to go. So assuming that's the case, Aaron Rodgers is here in Pittsburgh, and he goes 3, and the Browns room is 4. Including depth on this, I think this is just about the exact same ranking. Pittsburgh at least has Mason Rudolph, who has done some good things in Pittsburgh before, and Will Howard as well as their next guy, Skylar Thompson following that. The Cleveland Browns have Deshaun Watson, Joe Flacco, Kenny Pickett, and then Dylan Gabriel and Shadur Sanders. I just don't really, you have too many quarterbacks. If you have 2, you have none, and right now they have about 4 legitimate quarterbacks, so I don't know what that even means. Moving to the running back position. So some different, let's go ahead and list these out here. We have Zach Moss. And what's his name? Oh boy, I like this guy. I liked him out of the draft. He came from Syracuse. Chase Brown. Those 2 together. We've got the Browns. Who are they even running now? Golly, I can't even think. The Browns have Jerome Ford and Quinshon Judkins as well as Dylan Sampson. That's who it is. The Ravens obviously have Derrick Henry, and the Steelers now have Caleb Johnson. I'm going to go Baltimore first. It's Derrick Henry. Easy enough right there, right? I like Chase Brown a lot. I think the next 3 are I think it is number 1, and then you could go 2A, 2B, 2C. It really is that close. In my opinion, I'll give them this ranking right here. I feel like, Jerome Ford has at least had no, actually, I'd take Jaylen Warren over Jerome Ford a little bit. I think he's a little bit more explosive. I like what I've seen Jaylen Warren do. So we're going to go with this right here. I think that is very fair. Not too bad if I do say so myself. Moving on to O-line. Well, number 1 is going to be, this is funny because a lot of these O-lines used to be really, really good. Steelers, Ravens, Browns used to have some of the best lines in the league, and now it is just not even close to like that. Ravens still probably get it for now. Steelers are probably a close second. It's not that far. The Ravens have had their fair share of issues lately. Honestly, at this point, I don't love what I've seen from Cleveland the last couple years. Even their guys who used to be cornerstones have really fallen off. They're guys like Bitonio and Teller. Man, give me Cleveland in the 4th place. No, Bengals are worse. They really are. They really are. Let me pull this up really fast just to make sure I'm not tripping on anything. Bengals, I mean, they had Alex Kappa last year, but he's gone. And who did they replace him with is really my question. They have Orlando Brown like they've had. Cordell Volson, Cody Ford, Ted Karras, and Amarius Mims. You know what? They'll actually, I think they get over the Browns because honestly, Teller and Bitonio have not been the same since 2 years ago. Moving on to the wide receiver room. In my opinion now, it ain't really a debate. Pittsburgh on top. DK and Pickens, they're I'm forgetting. I am forgetting. Wow, let me back off of that. Jamarr, T. Higgins, they win. No doubt. No doubt in my mind. Not even a little bit. I was just blanking there for a second. I was mainly thinking about the Ravens here. They have Zay Flowers, and the Browns have Jerry Jeudy. In my opinion, Jerry Jeudy's been a lot more explosive of late, and they at least have some, decent other options as well. Zay Flowers is really alone. I know they have D-Hop now. D-Hop's not a momentum changer. There's nothing about him that's really anything relevant to this situation. I'd legitimately take Cedric Tillman. No, I can't do that. Browns literally have to go to the back. They can't. Cedric Tillman and maybe Deontay Johnson. No, D-Hop's at least gives that much credit. I'll give D-Hop that much. Moving on to tight end. In this division, you've got Gesicki. He's still there, I believe. In Njoku, you've got Freiermuth, and you've got Mark Andrews, who kind of sucks, But in my opinion, Mark Andrews has fallen off. He's just not the guy he used to be. I think it's probably... Jeez, this is tough. Gesicki and really, I think they're all about tied. I don't think there's anybody here that stands out from the rest. Muth, Njoku, Gesicki. I'll put Andrews at the top just because of what he has done in his career. But Muth is a better tight end than Njoku. And Gesicki's just been too far up and down in his career to call him better than the other guys. Njoku is fine. He's just a receiver, though. He's not really a blocker. Muth has a decent blocking ability, and that's just what it is. Quarterback room. This is an interesting one here. So, Cleveland, I think they have by far the best cornerback room in this one. That's not surprising. I mean, they have, Denzel Ward, Martin Emerson, and what's his name? Greg Newsome in the nickel. I'm not a fan of Cincinnati's room. I mean, they lost Mike Hilton this year. They haven't really had the ability to replace them at all. They got what's his name last year. They have obviously Taylor Britt. I'm having to pull up a depth chart so I don't forget anybody. It was Dax Hill they got a couple years ago. He plays in the nickel now. He's more of a corner than a safety at this point. Marlon Humphrey's still really good. So no, Marlon Humphrey is good. Don't get me wrong. But Joey Porter Jr. and Darius Slay are going to beat that one out. And then we'll go with the Bengals last. They're not bad. This is a pretty strong group in this division. Moving on. Safeties. The Bengals are out here with Geno Stone and Jordan Battle. That's not great. Kyle Hamilton probably puts them on top pretty quickly. Minkah Fitzpatrick is debatably better than Hamilton, but actually I'm going to put Steelers ahead because I don't think people realize how stinking good Deshaun Elliott was last year. Deshaun Elliott was absolutely incredible, and Baltimore they kind of lost out on Marcus Williams, which it may be an addition by subtraction. Don't get me wrong, but they only brought in the rookie Malachi Starks. But give me Minkah and Deshaun Elliott together over Kyle Hamilton and a rookie that we have no idea how he's going to play. Now, granted, he could be great. Don't discount that at all, but we're yet to see that here, okay? Moving on to the next two. There's Delpit. There's Cincinnati. Give me Delpit, man. I'm not really a fan of Cincinnati secondary. Their defense is not great in general. To D-line, Pittsburgh's probably going to run away with this one. Cleveland's a close second. This is including edge rusher, so you've got T.J. Watt. You've got a lot of depth now, especially with that Derek Harmon first-round pick. Cleveland's good, but they are lacking a second edge rusher. They have some good interior. Baltimore and Cincinnati. Give me Cincinnati first and then Baltimore. I'm not a fan of Baltimore, what they're doing. Michael Onwuzurike, he fell off a little bit, and then their edge rushers is not ever good, so it's just kind of what it is. In terms of linebackers, you got Roquan Smith. You cannot discount that whatsoever. Then it probably goes to Patrick Queen, Peyton Wilson, and Cole Holcomb. And then who is in Cleveland right now, man? I got to remember who's in Cleveland. Obviously it's Logan Wilson and Jermaine Pratt, but Cleveland has a bit of a... Who are they? Who is their linebackers, man? They lost JOK, so who's behind him? They might be really bad. Jordan Hicks and their rookie. So, yeah, give me Bengals, then Browns, and special teams. We saw Justin Tucker fall off the face of the earth last year, so he's out of it. Boswell is by far the best kicker in this division. Tucker still has that much. McPherson's fallen off, and whoever the Browns have, I don't even care. I mainly talk about kickers because punters are, so-so. So it looks like here, Pittsburgh has a lot of top two finishes, and Baltimore is really close. They only have a fourth. Pittsburgh has 0 fourth place. Baltimore has 1, so that means Pittsburgh overall probably wins this. And if we're talking about, we don't have any more, but coaching-wise, if I'm going to add coaches in here, give me, in my opinion, Tomlin, Harbaugh, Stefanski, Zach Taylor. That's what I got. Moving on to the next division. Moving on to the AFC East. And quarterback here, this is going to be easy. Josh Allen is number one. It ain't close. In my opinion, at this point, I'm already taking Drake May over Tua, mainly because of his health, okay? Tua has the better arm, though, and Justin Fields comes in fourth. I'm not a Justin Fields fan, and that's just what it is. Moving to the running back position. This is an interesting one here because you've obviously got Ramondre Stevenson and Travion Henderson now. You've got Dolphins have A-Chain, and they brought in Ollie Gordon. That's pretty fun. You've got Breece Hall and Braylon Allen, and then you've got, who am I missing here? James Cook. So I'm not a big James Cook guy. I don't think he should get the $20 million he's asking for by any means. In my opinion, Breece Hall is the best back here. Had a rough year last year. So did the Jets. Moving on, I'll take Ramondre and Travion Henderson. Very, very, very close after that is Devon A-Chain. And then James Cook. I am not big on James Cook. And, you know, you might think that this is, Ramondre sucked it up last year. I did think about that. Let me move Patriots down one. This is my new order. I know that just completely changed everything. But, like, I think these guys, the Dolphins, Bills, Patriots, as a group, they're probably very, 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 very similar. There's a lot of even out there. So we'll go ahead and make that as what it is. Bills had a really good O-line last year. Not going to lie. Jets come in at 2. That's not where they go. Patriots, at this point, come in at 3. They had an incredible offseason picking up O-linemen. Let me just read you their depth chart on the O-line now. It is now Will Campbell, Layden Robinson, Garrett Bradbury, Mike Amanu, Morgan Moses, and they still have some decent guys behind there. Wes Schweitzer, City So. They moved some guys down the board. That's a pretty good O-line room. Don't get me wrong. So that's there. And then Dolphins, they still have work to do. They've gotten better. I'll give them credit for that. Patrick Paul's decent. Eichenberg, Aaron Brewer, James Daniels, Austin Jackson. Very, very much better than it was, but still not perfect, okay? Wide receiver rooms here. This one is interesting. I got to think about this a little bit. So we've got Patriots. They have Kyle Williams now, Stephon Diggs. That's fun. They have the Pop Douglas, Keyshawn Boutte, and Jalen Polk. That's kind of their general sense. They still have Kendrick Bourne. They do have Kendrick Bourne. They also brought in Mac Hollins, I believe. So there's a lot there. There's a lot of decent there, that's for sure. Dolphins, though, they have the star power. They have Tyreek. They have Jalen Waddle. Nick Westbrook-Akane, which is pretty fun. But their depth is really lacking. Jets have Garrett Wilson, and that's about it. I mean, Allen Lazard, Josh Reynolds, congratulations. And then the Bills, Keon Coleman, Josh Palmer, Khalil Shakir. They got a little bit more depth. Elijah Moore, Curtis Samuel, Laviska Shenault. So on this one, honestly, I think New England, because of their depth, goes number 1. And that's a huge... Now, I've got to put star power ahead. Star power, Miami, I'm giving Tyreek Hill a benefit of the doubt. Miami, then New England as a close second, okay? Then I'll go with... Honestly, I don't think that Jets have anything but Garrett Wilson. Anything at all. The Bills at least have Khalil Shakir. Keon Coleman showed some flashes. They've got a little bit of depth there as well. They've obviously... You know, they bring in Josh Palmer. He's decent. There's more there, at least. I like Garrett Wilson a lot, but that's Allen Lazard is what you have next? No, thank you. Tight end room. This one's interesting. Jonnu Smith had a great year last year. He's not even on here. What am I talking about Jonnu Smith for? Jonnu Smith, where is he at now? Why am I blanking so hard? Where is he at right now? He's in Miami. I feel like he started in Miami, but he started in Tennessee. I'm tripping out right now. Jonnu Smith had a great year last year. We got Tyler Conklin, we got Hunter Henry, and we've got Knox and Kincaid. Jonnu Smith deserves the credit from last year. This is not the best tight end division whatsoever. Give me Hunter Henry at 2. I'm a big Hunter Henry guy. I think he's really, really good. And then I'll go Knox and Kincaid, and then Conklin. No hate to Conklin. He's a good tight end, just, happens to be the worst out of these guys. Cornerback room. This one is weird, too. Right now, obviously, there's the impending situation with Jalen Ramsey. Kind of have to give that some consideration, but at the moment, he is a cornerback on this team. I do like what the Patriots have for now. I do think it's a pretty decent list, but at the moment, I think Buffalo probably wins this one. They have Benford. I really like Teron Johnson in the nickel. Then I'll go Miami because of Jalen Ramsey and the things that they do have. You got to give him that much credit. He's still on the roster, and even if he doesn't play, he's at least a trade piece. Then I'll go Sauce next. Azure Thomas is pretty good. I like what I see there. But, am I missing somebody here? I feel like I'm missing somebody on the Jets. Sauce, Michael Carter. They got Brandon Stevens. I'm not Brandon Stevens. Whatever, dude. But then you got Christian Gonzalez. Hold on. Patriots got Gonzalez, and I'm missing somebody there. Marcus Jones, there's Carlton Davis, who they brought in. I like that better than what the Jets have. Christian Gonzalez and Sauce grade out evenly for me, nearly. Give me this right here, man. I think that's pretty good. Bills have a lot more depth than the Dolphins do, but Dolphins have the best player out of probably the whole group, Jalen Ramsey. Safeties-wise, who are the safeties for these teams? So Patriots got an interesting group. They're going to have Duggar, and they're going to have Peppers, right? Okay. We got Ashton Davis and Afitu Melifonwu in Miami. We've got Tony Adams and Cisco for the Jets, and we've got the Bills have, well, they have Rapp and Hamlin. I'm not really big on either of them. So this is not a great safety group. This is a rough one to look at. Patriots are going to win this one. Peppers and Duggar are pretty decent. That doesn't say much, though. Then we'll go with probably the Jets. They got Cisco, who's a decent free safety, and Tony Adams. That's pretty good. Then I'll go with Dolphins and then Buffalo. Dolphins at least have Ashton Davis and actually Buffalo ahead. Taylor Rapp's better than either of them. Give me them. D-line. Buffalo here wins this one. Their D-line is stacked now, dude. They obviously have Ed Oliver, Greg Rousseau, Nick Bosa, who am I missing? Von Miller, Landon Jackson, still A.J. Epinesa, Daquan Jones. They're loaded. They're loaded. Now, in terms of the rest of the division, I like what Miami has, and they brought in Kenneth Grant, so that's fun. But Jets are probably next. Obviously, Jermaine Johnson, Will McDonald, Quinnen Williams. Really good group there. You got a really good group, but I think the Bills just have so much more. Numbers-wise, name-wise. I mean, somebody goes down, you've got 2 or 3 other guys to replace them without much of a drop-off. Then you've got Dolphins and Patriots. Dolphins and Patriots. Let me look at this one really fast. Patriots did bring in Milton Williams. They got Christian Barmore, Harold Landry. But the Dolphins, on the other hand, Sealer, Phillips, yeah, I got to go Dolphins on this one, then Patriots. That's what that's going to end up being. Linebackers, Jets probably win this one. Quincy Williams, Jamie and Sherwood, really, really good. But Matt Milano and Terrell Bernard are nothing to sneeze at. Give me Buffalo, man. I like Buffalo. I like Matt Milano a lot. As long as he's healthy, he is good. Very, very good. Miami has the guy they traded for last year, Jordan Brooks, and tried Terrell Dodson. They got both of them now. New England, they're running Robert Spillane and Jack Gibbons. Give me this for now. I even like Spillane and Gibbons, but they just happen to be the worst of the bunch. And then the special teams, I don't know that there's a legitimate special teams, anything interesting here. The Patriots drafted one. Jason Sanders is pretty good. Greg the Leg is the Jets kicker. Tyler Bass is pretty good. Give me Sanders. Give me Bass. Give me Greg the Leg. Give me the rookie. That's what we're going to look at for the AFC East. Almost forgot to do the coaches. Number 1 coach of this one, honestly, Mike Vrabel goes 1. Patriots up at 1. McDermott, McDaniel, and then Jets. What's his name? Guy who was in Detroit. Wow, can't remember. You know who I'm talking about. Anywho. Now we're in the AFC South, and the quarterbacks for this one. We'll start with, this is a tough division, man. Honestly, I don't know with the ups and downs that both have had that you can really differentiate between C.J. Stroud and Trevor Lawrence. Give me Trevor, give me C.J., they're tied. Tied. Nothing different. We'll go with, really I'm grading out to Daniel Jones here. I think he's going to play more than Anthony Richardson this year, and he's at least had an okay career. Will Levis, we don't know anything about Cam Ward. The prospect is pretty good, but, NFL-wise, we've not seen him play a game, so we can't give him any more than that. Running back-wise, Jonathan Taylor, Etienne and Bigsby, Joe Mixon, and then Tony Pollard and Tyjae Spears. So, obviously, Jonathan Taylor's first here. Then I'll take, I guess, Mixon, Pollard and Spears, and then Etienne and Bigsby is pretty decent. O-lines in this division are rough. I do say, thinking about this a little bit, there has been some additions on these teams, so we got to consider that. Patrick McCarry is now a Jag. Ezra Cleveland a Jag. Robert Hainsey, Anton Harrison, Walker Little. That's their starting 5. Honestly, the Colts probably win. They have a decent right tackle in Braden Smith, and they have Quentin Nelson, obviously. Bernard Ryman was also really good last year. Titans, Dan Moore, they paid him way too much. Peter Skoronski, Corey Levin, Kevin Zietler, and J.C. Latham, who was not a first-round. He drafted way too early last year. Way too early. Colts go. Then give me Jags, man. Houston's on the rough end of this too. They just lost some guys. They now have Cam Robinson, that's a big upgrade, I will say. Laken Tomlinson, Jarrett Patterson, Drew Scruggs, and Trent Brown. I'm not a fan of that either. Give me the Jags. Give me the Texans. Give me the Titans. I'm not a big fan of what the Titans got going on down there. Now, I will say they've got probably the best O-line coach that probably could make them out to be something, but we're still waiting to see that one happen. Wide receiver rooms. Another bunch of crap wide receiver rooms for the most part. Nico Collins, pretty good, right? Yeah. They got Christian Kirk and Tank Dell. I'll give them number 1. Brian Thomas and Travis Hunter come up next. I like Michael Pittman a lot. Don't love the rest of the room. Alec Pierce, decent. Josh Downs, decent. Give me Brian Thomas, though. Dude, he's electric. And then Titans last. Calvin Ridley sucks, dude. Don't even kid yourself. Tight ends in this division. This is another weird one. Obviously, you've got Brenton Strange is now the starting tight end for the Jaguars, which is a little bit scary. You've got Dalton Schultz. You've got, is it still Chigakonkwo? Is it still him? Yeah, it is. That's rough. And Colts are still, they got Tyler Warren. I'm not big on putting rookies high, but man, Tyler Warren is different. Schultz has had the best career so far, no doubt. I'm going Warren next. I don't think Chigakonkwo or Brenton Strange have done anything to deserve anything more than that. And I'm going to put them in that order. Titans on rough right now. I'm going to put Brenton Strange worse, honestly. At least Chigakonkwo's done some stuff. Colts probably have the best cornerback room now. Picking up Travarius Ward, having Kenny Moore already, Juju Brents, really, really decent room. Not to mention they have Jalen Johnson. They're pretty good. Tyson Campbell, Jarian Jones, Jordan Lewis. That's here. Texans, they have a good room. Stingley and Lassiter, but I'll still take Travarius Ward and Kenny Moore. Titans, they still have, who do they have? They just picked up somebody last year. L'Jarius Sneed and Roger McCreary, right? It's pretty good. Yeah, this is not a bad corner division. Tyson Campbell being the worst one's not a... That says more about the division than it does Tyson Campbell. Safeties-wise, safeties here are rough. Petrie and, who is that? Petrie and, oh, brother, what's his name? I can think of his face. They brought in, no, Petrie's he's not even starting on this list. What? Oh, he's their nickel now. Interesting. They have listed as starting on ESPN, Kalen Bullock and CJ GJ. That's pretty decent. I'll give him that. You got Amani Hooker and the other one down in Tennessee that I'm not remembering his name right now. Xavier Woods, thank you, sorry. Nick Cross, Cam Bynum in the Colts. And for the Jags, you have Eric Murphy and Darnell Savage. Texans, I'll give you that much. I'm going to have to look at something again. I like Cam Bynum, man. I do. Give me Titans, give me Jags. Jags are sucking it up here on defense. I mean, Eric Murray and Darnell Savage just aren't that good. End of story. At least the Titans, they have Amani Hooker, and Xavier Woods is fine. D-line, Jeffrey Simmons. Texans win this one. Texans have two great edge rushers, great edge rushers, whatever you want to call it. Will Anderson, Sheldon Reagans, Tim Settle, Daniel Hunter, that's really good. Sebastian Joseph Day, Tavondre Sweat, Jeffrey Simmons, Draymond Jones. Fine. That's Tennessee for you. Jaguars probably come second. They have Josh Hines-Allen. They have Trayvon Walker. They've got somebody on the interior who I'm blanking on right now, man. Eric Armstead, Devon Hamilton, there we go. But Colts probably next, then Titans. That's what I'm going with. Linebackers here. Foye Oluokun, he's pretty good. Azeez Al-Shaair, he hunts heads. Barton and Otis Reese, that's who's over in Tennessee. That's rough, man. Jaguars have Devin Lloyd and Foye Oluokun. They're probably first, man. They're pretty decent. Colts, Franklin and Jalen Carlisle. I don't know how to say his name. Give me the Texans between that, man. Texans are at least, as headhunting as Azeez Al-Shaair is, he's still decent. Titans are last. And special teamers here, man, kickers are so hard to keep up with nowadays. I believe Kaimi Fairbairn's still in Houston, so that's a good one. Joey Sly and Johnny Hecker are for Tennessee. I really like what I saw from Cam Little last year, but, that's neither here nor there. Give me, that's where we're going. That right there. And coaches-wise, D'Amico Ryans, Callahan, new guy in Jacksonville, and I'm going to go Ryans. What is his name, bro? I am blanking on names. When you get all these names going in your head, you can't remember them all. Colts head coach, Titans head coach, and the new guy in Jacksonville. Man, I'm blanking right now. Formerly in Philly, formerly in Cincinnati, and formerly in Tampa Bay. I just Liam Cohen. There we go. There's one. Whatever. You get the point. In our final division here, quarterback is a fun one here. So obviously you have to put Mahomes 1. In my opinion, Herbert's an easy 2. Then I will go, I am not a Geno fan. I don't think Geno's that good at all. That's what I'm doing. This says more about the division than Geno. Bo Nix had a really good first year. Geno had 10 years where he didn't play football. Yeah, that's where I'm going. Chargers here. Or excuse me. Running backs in this division are interesting. I'm going to go Najee Harris and Amarian Hampton 1. Kareem Hunt and Pacheco probably are 2. Honestly, give me Genty 2. I like Genty 2 already. I think he's already better than anybody they have. Denver 3. RJ Harvey's not amazing. It's a very Sean Payton pick, but not the greatest value in my opinion. Receiving rooms. This is tough. You got Cortland Sutton and Marvin Mims and Troy Franklin. You've got Rashee Rice and Xavier Worthy. You've got Jacoby Myers. Is that it? Is somebody else there now? Is that it? You got Quentin Johnson. You got Ladd McConkey. Man, really uninspiring receivers here. Let me make sure I'm not forgetting somebody. I want to clarify. I say I don't put rookies high, and then sometimes I do. And, well, yeah, when the rest of the division isn't just very inspiring, yeah, I'm going to put some rookies a little bit higher because, well, at least they have some potential to work with. But either way, receivers here. I've got to go with, this is really tough. Broncos on top. Cortland Sutton, Marvin Mims are pretty decent. Very close second, if not tied, is the Chiefs with Rashee Rice and Xavier Worthy and Hollywood Brown. It really just goes to show you how bad this division is. Then the Chargers. Ladd McConkey's really good. I love Trey Harris from the draft this year. And then they picked up also, what's his name? They brought back Mike Williams. And then the Raiders, they basically just have Jacoby Myers. They got Jack Besh. I like Jack Besh a lot. But talent, ceiling-wise, not great. Tight ends here. To be honest with you, I think Bowers has already overtaken Kelsey. Kelsey has taken a step back, and I don't think you can argue that one bit. Then you have Will Dissly and Evan Ingram. So, I'll just let that one be kind of obvious. One weird Chargers logo. Interesting there. Don't know why. O-line. Chiefs O-line's really good, and to say it's not, you'd be absolutely fooling yourselves. Chargers are next up. They have 2 great tackles. The inside is a little bit less so. Bradley Bozeman, Zion Johnson, and who's their center? Zion Johnson's now their center. They bring in Mekhi Becton. Actually, I like their O-line more now. I forget about Mekhi Becton being there. Not going to lie to you. Raiders can't get it right, honestly. And then the Broncos, they're not much better, but they at least have Quinn Miners. So we're going with that. Colton Miller's good, but that is about the end of the list of good on that O-line. D-lines. Chris Jones, George Karlaftis. You've got a lot of good there. Karlaftis, Tillery, Mike Dana. It's hard to not like that, man. But, yeah, no, they're going first. And then the Raiders, Christian Wilkins, assuming healthy. Max Crosby. Malcolm Kuntz was a good player for about 5 minutes a year ago. I'll take it. Then give me the Chargers. Then give me the Broncos. The Broncos, they're good. Don't get me wrong. But they just don't have the greatest ceiling. I mean, Benito, Jonathan Cooper, they're good. DJ Jones, John Franklin Myers, Zach Allen, they're good. They're not great. None of them are great. That's the problem there. You've got great across these lines elsewhere. Even the Chargers. I like Tuli Tuipulotu just about better than any of them. Khalil Mack's still there. Tier Tart's there. There's a lot of good there, right? Oh, there's edge on this class, actually. There's a difference in edge. So hold on. I've got to change this because I was doing all D-line earlier. So never mind. Hold on. Chris Jones, Christian Wilkins. This is different. My bad. Give me Broncos over that. We'll go to edge rushers now, okay? Raiders edge rushers first. Honestly, I'll take Benito and Cooper over Karlaftis and Dana. I'll do that. Yeah, that's what I'm doing here. With the interior, I was boosting up LA Chargers, but not anymore. Do I like the Chargers more than I like Tuli Pelotu and Khalil Mack over George Karlaftis and Mike Dana? Yeah, I'll do that. Interior D-line, though, is a different story. Give me Kansas City. Give me the Raiders. You got Chris Jones, Christian Wilkins, really, really good. I like what they're doing. And then just a limited ceiling in Denver there. Linebacker. Now, you got some interesting linebackers in here. Kansas City has some stupid linebackers, man. Drew Tranquil, Nick Bolton, Leo Chenal, all really, really solid. Denzel Perryman, Dalen Henley are on the Chargers. Then you've got Devin White and Landon Roberts for the Raiders. And you've got Alex Singleton and Dre Greenlaw. I like a lot of what Drew Tranquil's done since he's been a Chief. Give me the Broncos after that. Greenlaw's a huge upgrade. And then give me the Chargers and then the Raiders. The cornerback rooms here are fun. PS2's the best corner in the league. Not to mention, they have Riley Moss. They picked up one of my favorite picks in the whole draft in Jahdae Barron. Love it. Love it a lot. For the Chargers, you don't have a lot. Jaheeb Still, Dante Jackson, not great. Trent McDuffie's probably the next best player here himself. Their depth ain't bad either. You know, obviously sitting here with Jamari Connor, he played well last year. You got Jalen Watson, Christian Fulton. You got some decent help there. Darnay Holmes, Eric Stokes, that's not great either. Give me the Chargers here. Give me the Raiders at the end. And then safeties. Safeties are fun. Jeremy Chin and Isaiah Polamau for the Raiders. Brandon Jones and Talanoa Hufanga. That's a good group, man. That is a sick group. Then you get Aloe Gilman and Derwin James. I think I like that even more. You got a lot of help from Derwin James there, man. And then the Chiefs, you got Jaden Hicks and Brian Cook. Give me Chiefs. Give me Raiders. That's what we're looking at for this division. Coaches-wise, Andy Reid, Jim Harbaugh. Wow, 4 great coaches. Reid, Harbaugh. Man, give me Peyton and Carroll. Carroll's the new guy this year. That is no hate to Pete Carroll, man. This is a heck of a division. Either way, that's going to do it for this video. These are all my divisions by position. Let me know what you think down in the comments below. Who you think is better than who I had. And, you know, why does your opinion stink? Because apparently mine does. So either way, you're going to tell me. So let me know. Appreciate you all for watching. Hit that like button, the subscribe button. It takes 2 seconds. You could have pressed them already by now, 100 times over. And it doesn't cost you a single thing, and it does really help me out a ton. So either way, thanks y'all for watching. See you in the next one.